Where you eat, you don't shit there. I asked my wife for an open marriage and now I regret it. Sissy, you better get some ice because today's tea is really hot, okay? Hey loves, welcome back. I'm Franca. On here we talk and do all things Galish, and sometimes we drink tea. And today's tea is really hot. Okay, I feel like a complete idiot here. My wife and I have been married for 19 years. We have one child. Our daughter moved out this summer after she enlisted in the armed forces. I love my wife, but I feel like the spark was gone from our lives. I didn't want to divorce her, so I proposed an open marriage. She was upset initially, but eventually she agreed. Okay, I can see where the thought is going. I can see where it's going. Like, I can see where this is going. Somebody's about to get broken-hearted. Yeah. Like I said in the title of my post, I made a mistake. Of course. Of course. Like, of course. Why do some people feel like they can have their cake and still eat it? Okay, if you think the spark is gone, why don't you just try and talk it out and try to face the spark? But you want to look for new spark. Okay, let's go on. I've learned that just because I wasn't as attracted to my wife as I was when we got married doesn't mean other men will feel the same. Of course, we have to understand that no matter how wrinkly a woman gets, there's a man out there who still finds her attractive, right? And somebody is waiting to take your spot. Would you like diagro? Play with it. Take the play. My wife has so many men and dates. She doesn't know what to do with them at all. Meanwhile, it's the opposite for me. And what kind of soundtrack can I use for this? What kind of sound effect can I use for this? Not only that, but after my wife agreed to an open marriage, I asked a woman who was a colleague of mine out on a date. I was a manager at my job, but I wasn't her manager. We worked in completely different divisions and our work had nothing to do with each other's job, okay? But even though I wasn't her manager and I'm in an open marriage, she complained to her manager and showed HR my message. I lost my job. Oh my God. Really, I'm sorry for you. Like, I'm sorry about this, but they say that you do not shit where you eat. Like, where you eat, you don't shit there. I feel like no matter how strong your crush gets on someone at work, sweetheart, pack it somewhere. Because once you start dating somebody at your workplace, things get messed up, okay? Because if I'm fighting with you and I want to go to work to get away from you, I come to work and you are there. You can't. I personally cannot date somebody at my workplace. Anyway, let's see how the story goes. I told my wife I want to close our marriage again because I was an idiot for suggesting it in the first place. She said no.
Hi, Mark. It's payback time.
Of course, girl, of course. She is happy with how things are. It's killing me when I know she's with other men. My brother called me a moron when I told him and said expecting my wife to look like she did when she got married made me a dance. I don't know the spelling of a dance. D-U-N-C-E, dance, a dance. He even went so far to say that she takes good care of herself and is in great shape for 44. She just doesn't look 20. He had the nerve to say my wife looks better than me and I could stand to lose some weight. Like, I really like this particular gist, okay? Why? Like, what the hell? Why would you not? I feel like if you're married to someone, I'm not yet married though, but I will get there one day. If you're married to someone and you feel things are not working out, talk about it. Take a break and talk about it. You don't open your marriage to other people. Maybe the wife was also not feeling him that much, but she decided to work it out. And you had the audacity to tell me that you want to go for other women. Sweetheart. All right. I love my wife and I don't want a divorce. You never loved your wife, because if you loved your wife, you would not be lasting after other women. I never wanted a divorce, which is why I proposed this in the first place. My brother, no. But she doesn't want to close the marriage. I am not worried about money because we both work, but I do not want a divorce. I'm just glad my daughter enlisted in the RCAF and isn't here to see our marriage falling apart. Aww. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you brought this on yourself. Honestly, like, why do people feel like they can do anything and get away with it? Why would you do that to your marriage? Okay, why? If you don't want to be married, don't be married. But you can't marry and tell me that you have the audacity to open it up. If you open it up, baby, like, keep opening. I'll just give you a gap. Going to the comments, and somebody said, I am laughing a lot. Another person said, you asked for this. You literally led your family into this. This is on you. You sound extremely selfish. Yeah, the man was so selfish. The only reason you want it to end is because you were rejected while she was accepted. Weird. Another person also said, I wonder if he's also in his 40s and was trying to date a significantly younger woman who very apparently didn't appreciate his interest, as in wasn't wanting to date someone old enough to be or who will remind her of her father. Didn't you see the part where he was clear he wasn't her manager and works in a totally different division? That means there totally wasn't any reason it would be weird for her to deal with being approached by a coworker. She likely knew he was married, which is exactly what most single women are looking for. I bet he had his eyes on her and was thinking of her when he asked to open things up. Of course. And I feel like the reason a lot of people also ask for open marriages is because they want to justify their cheating. They want to cheat but want to bring it out in the open. So it would be like, yeah, I told you, my dear, you had the audacity. Like, what other synonym can I use for audacity? Effrontery. Huh? The boldness to tell me you want to open up the marriage, and now that it has backfired on you, you want to come up and do what? God forgive me on this one. But some men are so selfish. And if I were in this situation, sweetheart, just take your space. Be opening it. Open it as long as you want. Take one more comment and then I'll close. He expected her to not do anything with anyone while he does. But now the situation is reversed. He's devastated and wants her to stop. But I don't think he would stop if she was the one devastated while he's getting some action. Disgustingly and absolutely unprotected. There are good men, okay? So sweetheart, open your eyes. Open your eyes. And don't let the devil use you. Don't let the devil use somebody's son to get you depressed. Thanks for watching. Until I see you next time, drink more tea.